And I'm in product security nowadays, so or for a while. So it's interesting. I recently learned a new phrase from a colleague, and he said, "Oh, developer is kin," as in like like they're the ones shipping out products. They get to kind of say what they want to do and not do. Hence, shift left being a little bit of a struggle for us. I've also like as another person would say, rather than shift left, let's start left. What do you think about that? Like, I think
I
it's
think
actually interesting philosophy as well
I
too,
think
right? So
it's right. I think this is the first time I'm hearing that start left.
yeah,
I mean, that sounds very interesting. But yeah, it's just always a lot of struggle making sure
yeah,
that all of those things are kept within the right kind of levels of vulnerabilities that you want to see
yeah,
within
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
So what we do is that with something like a web and API security platform from the runtime perspective, and so most of the time, the traffic pass through maybe some CDN platform, and then at those edge, we are monitoring the traffic at those edge. So if someone is trying to exploit even if it's a low vulnerability that you have within your code, and someone is trying to exploit that, send the traffic that is malicious, trying to request for more than what they should be requesting, trying to, all of those things, we can see them from the head and drop those traffic immediately. So even if you have all the vulnerabilities within your code, but then you still have to make sure that, and most of the time we don't tell this developer because within the team that currently work, we probably have maybe 3,000 developers, right?
Mhm.
And they are
Yeah,
building amazing e-commerce platform, one of the largest European e-commerce platform they're building, right? And they make sure that those vulnerabilities are removed. From my team, what we make sure is that even if someone is trying to make those attempts to exploit either the vulnerability is there or not, we will see those traffic and we will drop them before they
yeah,
even get to our origin at all, which is our own hosting,
makes sense,
before
makes sense,
which I found very interesting.
makes sense.
And that's why
I
we're
want to,
trying to enlighten people that okay, beyond the shift left, you have to start thinking about how to make sure that those traffic. I mean, now it comes to the perspective of cyber
yeah,
from the foundation, right? Layered defense, right?
yes,
Whereby we
absolutely.
have those defense at different levels at the runtime, at the application level as well within your code.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, and I know that article is on I don't know, is there like a video of that talk somewhere? Because I couldn't
Yeah,
find
I
all.
think
I
it's
just
on
saw the
YouTube.
excerpt.
It's on YouTube. I believe it's on
Okay, okay,
YouTube.
sounds
Yeah,
good.
it
Because
was a it
okay,
was a
I'll link
webinar
that.
kind of
I'll link
thing.
that. We'll share that. I'll link that also in the video description here, so viewers can kind of pivot to that.
Mhm.
And I want to pivot into something because I cannot interview you, and we don't talk about this. I'm probably going to talk about this with every guest I have. With the advent of AI, how has that either helped us or makes our job even more difficult in cyber?
I think I think it's both ways. It has made our work a little bit much easier. I was having a discussion with a colleague. I talked to a lot of my friends from where I work before now. I make a very good relationship with a lot of guys that I work with, and I was asking a guy where he was working on a particular project. I think it was along detection engineering or something along that line. And I asked him that how is it doing and stuff like that. And our discussion, okay, I started with a discussion, with some guys in a separate group whereby I say that if you have 5 years experience in software development, right? You have 5 years experience as a software developer, writing Python and all kind of stuff. Software developer, proper software developer. And eventually you move to cyber and you use another 5 years in cybersecurity, making 10 years. And I say that that person with 10 years experience, 5 years in software development, 5 years in cybersecurity would probably do better in the next 10 years than someone that has just cybersecurity experience. And we are just arguing. I'm not sure. I know this is a little bit controversial because
I was gonna say it's not at all because I come from I also come from a dev background, and for some reason I am on the I do believe that a lot of developers who veer into cyber makes more better cyber professionals for me in my opinion because they understand what developers do, and it's not even because they know how to code or whatever. They understand because a lot of times we propose solutions, and we don't like the solutions are not realistic or they match what they see on the ground, right? Hence I do have a soft spot for product teams because you kind of tend to understand where they come from with some example, fix this patch in, say, this library they're using. If there's no patch for it, like how do we fix it, right? If it's just kind of like those things.